Hey everyone, today I want to talk about how I tune my skis, because this has been a question that I've been asked a lot in the last few weeks over my YouTube channel. So I want to try and get into a little bit of what I look for in a ski tune and how I know my ski tune is right for the snow conditions. Okay, so first off, I want to speak about the base bevel, because for me the base bevel is probably the most important factor that I look into when I get my skis tuned. What is a base bevel? Basically, it's the relationship of the base to the edge. If the base edge is flat with the base, that's a 0 degree, and every increment after that will be the base bevel. So a common edge angle that a lot of racers use would be 1/2 degree on the base. 1/2 degree on the base, some advantages for this is that you're going to be able to carve on ice. It's going to hold really well in ice, it's going to get really early edge grip, and it's going to hold through the whole turn on very hard snow. And if you're someone who really likes carving and is always skiing hard snow, this might be a good base bevel that you want to have your skis tuned to. If you're somebody who likes to ski softer snow, if you ski off-piste, if you like steering or sliding the ski a little bit, then 1/2 degree is not really good for this, because it's going to be way too aggressive and you're not going to be able to let the skis steer or skid or slide through the turn. If the snow is really aggressive as well, you're not going to be able to let the ski skid. So basically, I look at it as 1/2 degree base bevel as a tune for only very hard snow, and if I just want to carve, if I want to do like skidded short turns, moguls or anything like that, I'm not going to have a 1/2 degree base edge angle. On the other end of the spectrum, a 1 degree base bevel will give you a lot more control in sliding the ski and being able to control the steering phase through the turn in aggressive snow and in off-piste, and even on the groomer in some conditions with hard snow. The limitations with a 1 degree is that you're not going to really have the same edge grip as you will on a 1/2 degree on the ice. But if your area or wherever you're skiing doesn't have that hard snow, then a 1 degree might be a good option to go for. The other option is somewhere in between, which is like a 0.75 or 0.8, which a lot of shops do also. And that's going to kind of give you the best of both worlds. If you're going to be skiing a little bit of softer aggressive snow and a little bit of ice, and there's kind of a mix of ice and soft snow in between, then a 0.8 underfoot might be a good option. What I personally tune my skis to, even though I'm here skiing very hard snow a lot, I actually have it on a 1 degree base bevel. And why do I have that? Because I like actually being able to slide the ski, steer the ski. But in saying that, there has been some pretty hard weeks. It didn't snow for 6 weeks here, so you just have to understand the limitations of the ski at the time and the tune at the time. If you get super icy in the afternoon, all scraped off, I just have to be aware that I'm not going to be laying down huge big carve turns on this snow, because my ski is not going to hold on that. If I wanted to do that, then I would have to go down to a 0.5 degree tune, and that would be something that would be able to hold in that snow. So really, you just got to juggle up what's important for you. Is it important to be able to steer the ski, or do you just want to fully carve the ski all the time with no sliding, no type of drifting, no type of finesse? This is what I think about when I get my skis tuned. So for example, on the glacier earlier this autumn, it was really, really hard, and I got my ski tuned to a 0.5 degree base bevel. And as soon as they started making snow, that man-made chalky snow was way too aggressive, and I changed it straight back to a 1 degree base bevel. So depending on the conditions and depending on what you're going to be skiing, it is really important to understand what tune is good for what snow. So I like having the versatility of being able to go off-piste, being able to steer, being able to do all of these other things that a 0.5 doesn't allow me to do. So that's why I generally choose a 1 degree on the base. But if I was just going to be skiing 100% ice and just carving without wanting to skid, well, the least amount of skidding possible, then I'd go for a 0.5 on the base. The other thing is the side edges. The side edges are important, but I feel like they're not as important as the base bevel for me. I get a much different feel from changing the base bevel than I do from changing from an 87 to an 88 degree side edge. But I have mine set at an 87, and that's a pretty sharp tune, but an 88 or an 87, depending on where you're skiing again. If you're skiing harder snow, I am here, so I do have an 87, but I go for a little bit less aggressive tune on the base bevel here. If I was going to be skiing somewhere in Colorado or Utah, where I used to ski, where it was pretty aggressive chalk, I don't think I would need an 87 on the side. An 88 and a 1 degree base bevel would be pretty good. If I was just going to be skiing injected ice, I'd go for an 87 for sure and a 0.5 degree on the base. So really, it just depends on where you're skiing and what you're skiing, and also what your goals are. If your goal is to carve all the time, or if your goal is to have a bit more finesse and sliding in the turn. So there's a caveat to all of this with the base bevel and the side edge. What I'm saying is true for people who have a pretty neutral alignment. If you're bow-legged or knock-kneed, you need to get that sorted out first, and then you'll be able to start feeling and adjusting the base bevel and the side edge for what you need and for the goals that you have. I hope this explains a little bit more about what I tune my skis to, and hopefully this can help you with how you should decide to tune your skis too.